today has been a day the like of which no one in this country has ever seen before. A global TV audience of 4.1 billion people, hundreds of thousands of us lining the streets of London, and just over 2,000 people in Westminster Abbey. They all watched a ceremony full of sombre pageantry, quiet dignity, and of course for the royal family and the King, personal grief. And as she always did in life, in death, the Queen made us proud. Today we saw Britain at its very best, just as Her Majesty was the very best of us. So let me talk to my guests, talkTV presenter Richard Tice and former royal correspondent for The Sun, Emily Andrews. Thank you both for coming. And actually, we're talking at an exceedingly poignant moment. I mean, Richard, just tell us what's happening now, and in fact, what's never... God, I can hardly say it, actually.
I know.
What's never, ever going to happen again.
No, that's right. I mean, so they've just finished the service in St George's Chapel. So the Queen's coffin has just been lowered from the chapel down into the royal vault, where it will wait until about 7:30 this evening, when it will be committed in the King George VI Memorial Chapel with Prince Philip. So the Queen is now essentially being reunited with her late husband. Just a remarkable moment. And for us, just sort of the end of the most extraordinary, incredible day we will never forget for the rest of our lives.
And Emily, it has been so public. I mean, it's impossible to comprehend 4.1 billion people watching every moment, every second. And now it becomes private and a completely different mood and a completely different part of the day, and a part that quite rightly we don't get to see.
Absolutely. She's now back with her family. I mean, Windsor Castle was always the house, the castle that she regarded as home. She's back home, and as Richard said, she's reunited with her great love, her strength, and say, the Duke of Edinburgh, to kind of symbolise that moment when she passes. You know, she's dedicated her whole life to service and duty, and to almost sort of symbolise that moment when she passes from, she's finally laid to rest. The orb, the sceptre and the state crown that were on the top of her coffin, had been special fixtures on the top of her coffin to make sure they didn't move during any of the bearer parties. They were taken off, removed on cushions, put on the altar at St George's, and then the last act, her Lord Chamberlain, Lord Parker, the former boss of MI5, now her Lord Chamberlain, he broke his wand of state, and that was put on the top of her coffin, and it went down into the royal vault to symbolise she's...
It's all a bit much, this bit, isn't it? Even though we're not seeing it. This is...
We'll never see her again.
We'll never see her again.
It is finality, but equally, we should draw pride from what we've been able to... what our military... So many people, I mean, thousands of people have played a part in today, and it has shown Britain at its very, very best. It is all over the world, as you said, 4 billion people thinking, wow, that is... No one else could do that except Britain.
And there were some real sort of echoes, actually, in St George's Chapel this afternoon of the service of Westminster Abbey. Obviously, that was the big state occasion, the dignitaries, members of the European royal family, Emperor and Empress from Japan. But one of the most moving moments I felt from that very big state funeral ceremonial occasion was right at the end, when we heard the Queen's piper.
Yes,
he used to wake her up every morning, and he piped, "Sleep, dearie, sleep." Well, that was at the end of the Westminster Abbey service. We've just heard him play a lament, a salute to the Royal Fendersmith at St George's, and we can hear a little bit of his...
This is earlier today, yes. And let's go now to talkTV's correspondent Amelia Harper, who's in Green Park among the floral tributes.
Well, here we are here inside Green Park, where people have been coming throughout the day and over the last week to pay tribute to the Queen. And you can get an idea of the scale of what's behind me and the sheer numbers of people that have come out here for her funeral to pay their respects. It's estimated that about 1 million people descended on London today in what was the UK's biggest ever security operation. And people that I've spoken to have said generally that they are just thankful for the Queen and they wanted to be part of this historic occasion. But as you can see, we are surrounded by heaps and heaps of flowers with really touching tributes. Here we've got one that says, "Dearest Queen, thank you for everything you've done for us, the years of dedication and love. May you rest in peace with your beloved Philip," with a couple of hearts. So we've got lovely notes and touches from people all throughout London coming here today. And people have been coming to lay their flowers, including the Ladkin Berry family. And we've got the lovely Delilah and Jacob here who are laying some flowers for the Queen today. And I just want to have a quick chat first with Mum. Mum, why was it important for you to come here today to do this tonight?
Well, we just wanted to come and pay our respects, and it was really important for us to bring the children as well. We all came up for the Jubilee, didn't we? And obviously that was such a different occasion, and the Queen has been such an amazing, fantastic monarch, and we just wanted to come and lay some flowers and remember her.
And of course we had the funeral today. It's an incredibly emotional day. How are you feeling? What are your reflections from today?
I think, like you say, it was so emotional and so touching, and I think you can see, I mean, especially from looking around here, how many people wanted to be part of that. So, yeah.
And we've got Jacob here. You have got a card with you, Jacob. Let's take a closer look at that. Do you want to tell me, Jacob, what you've written in there for Her Majesty the Queen?
Rest in peace.
What did Delilah write?
And Delilah wrote, "Thank you for being the Queen."
And what else does it say, Jacob? You've got Mum helping you out there. You're doing really well.
Can you write this?
Is Dad going to help you out here? Here we go.
Thank you for 70 years of service. Lots of love, Sam.
Oh, thank you so much, Jacob. It was brilliant to talk to you all. Thank you so much there. And you can get an idea of just what the Queen meant to people here. And over the last week and the 10 days of mourning, we've seen a huge amount of tradition and pageantry. And it's been 70 years since people have seen this type of thing, since the last monarch died. But people here have certainly been embracing it.
Oh, thank you, Amelia, very much, and thank you for being my queen, honestly. Gosh, I don't know whether it's just because it's been such a long day or what's happening, or just because it's been so incredibly moving, but I'm kind of amassing a whole collection of tissues here, which is not very professional. Please forgive me. I'm doing my best.